Sometimes God works in ways that completely surprise us. You pray for one thing, and He answers in a way you never saw coming. Maybe life hasn't gone the way you planned, but I want to tell you, today God is about to do something you didn't expect. We serve a God who delights in divine surprises. When we think it's over, He says, "Watch what I can do." When we feel forgotten, He shows up in a way that reminds us He never left. The story you think is finished is the very one He's about to rewrite. Let's look at the life of Abraham and Sarah. They were old, tired, and past the age of possibility. Yet, when it seemed impossible, God gave them Isaac. It didn't make sense, but it was exactly what God had planned. That's what He does. He blesses in ways we could never predict. Think about Moses. He was a fugitive tending sheep, living in obscurity. But one ordinary day, he turned aside to see a burning bush, and that single unexpected moment changed the course of his life and the history of Israel. One encounter, one divine surprise, and everything shifted. Maybe your life feels ordinary, even quiet, but it's often in those hidden seasons that God prepares sudden change. The doors that have stayed closed for years can open in a single moment. God can turn around what you thought was permanent. In John 11, Lazarus was dead for 4 days. His sisters said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died." They expected healing, but Jesus had resurrection in mind. What they called too late, Jesus called right on time. Sometimes God waits because what He's planning is bigger than what you asked for. Throughout Scripture, we see God interrupt human expectations with divine surprises. The woman at the well didn't expect to meet the Messiah. The blind man didn't expect mud to heal him. The disciples didn't expect Jesus to walk on water. Yet every unexpected act carried a message. God moves in ways beyond understanding. You may be praying for a small change, but God is preparing a big breakthrough. He's not just answering your prayer, He's about to exceed it. Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine." Sometimes before the unexpected blessing, there's an unexpected delay. The waiting feels endless, but God is never late. He's aligning people, timing, and circumstances perfectly. You might not see it, but He's setting the stage for something only He can do. Maybe you've cried over doors that didn't open, but what if those closed doors were saving you for something greater? What if the delay was divine protection? The miracle you didn't expect might come, disguised as the disappointment you didn't want. When God does the unexpected, it often requires faith that looks foolish to the world. Noah built an ark when there was no rain. Joshua marched around Jericho instead of attacking it. Peter cast his net one more time after catching nothing all night, and he hauled in more fish than he could carry. Faith means believing before you see. It means trusting that even when you don't understand His plan, you know His heart. God is not just working for you, He's working through you. Your obedience today prepares you for tomorrow's miracle. Encouragement to believe again. You might feel forgotten. You might think your time has passed. But the God who turned water into wine, who called dead bones to rise, who made a way through the sea, He hasn't changed. He's still in the business of doing the unexpected. Maybe you've stopped expecting anything at all. But friend, God hasn't stopped moving. Get ready, because your next chapter won't look like your last. The pain, the loss, the waiting, it's all been preparation for a divine surprise. When God surprises you, it won't be small. It will be undeniable. The people who doubted you will have to say, "Only God could have done that." You'll stand in awe, not of what you accomplished, but of what He did through you. God is the God of divine surprises. What you thought was over is not the end, it's the setup for something better. When you least expect it, He'll show you that He's been working all along. Keep faith, stay obedient, and expect the unexpected. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who's losing hope. Subscribe for more faith-filled messages. And remember, God is not finished with your story. The miracle you didn't expect